The woman's cat kept begging to go outside one night, but the woman firmly told him no. Despite this, the cat persisted, and the woman eventually gave in and opened the door. It was then that she realized that her perceptive pet had been trying to show her something. The cats kept requesting to go outside, and the woman eventually realized that he was attempting to show her something. Francoise and her feline companion Bandit reside in Cleburne, Texas at the Buena Vista Seniors Community. Swayze first met Bandit a year prior at a no-kill shelter. Bandit made an unusual request at the shelter, and as soon as Swayze saw him, she knew he was the perfect cat for her. "I said, 'You're mine,'" Swayze told CBS Dallas Fort Worth in June 2017. After adopting Bandit, Swayze allowed him to roam freely within her home. However, this cat wanted more than just the opportunity to explore his owner's home. Bandit insists on going for daily walks, Swayze added. Unlike most cats, Bandit prefers to have company on his jogs, so his owner joins him. As a result, neighbors may see the unlikely pair wandering around the neighborhood. Most of the time, Swayze and Bandit's walks go smoothly, and if Bandit has already been outside for the day, he is usually ready to rest for the night. However, one evening in June 2017, Bandit started behaving oddly. It was already dark at 9:30 p.m., and Swayze had already taken Bandit out for his daily walk. In fact, she and her daughter Marilyn Gravel, who was visiting, were getting ready for bed. However, the unusually frisky feline seemed keen to go outside again. He turns around and looks at me and goes, "Meow," and sits down and waits for me to go to the door. Swayze recalled to the Cleburne Times Review in June 2017. At first, she refused to indulge Bandit's unusual request, but he was persistent, and, in the end, she went to see why Bandit was so intent on going back outside. Swayze added to the newspaper. Bandit goes to the door and lets out a big meow. I said no. She eventually relented, however, and opened the door for her pet. But what he did next was puzzling, Swayze explained. Instead of him walking around the atrium like he normally does, he walked straight down to the far end of the building. Intrigued, Swayze decided to follow Bandit down the hall, and as she did so, she got the sense that he was trying to lead her somewhere. Then, without warning, Bandit shot off and stuck his head through a set of railings, looking down into the atrium. Swayze followed behind and also appeared over the balcony, and what she saw came as quite a shock. Bandit had led her to a worrying scene.
Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now, back to the story.
Down below, there was a woman lying prone in the garden on the ground of the apartment complex, and the woman was crying out for help, something that Swayze believes Bandit may have picked up on from within her home. How he could hear her, I don't know. She admitted to CBS Dallas Fort Worth, but thankfully he had, and Swayze could now do something to help. The lady in question, meanwhile, was Swayze's neighbor, Mary Baker. Baker had been out in the garden with her Dax and Sugar, as her dog had needed to do its business, and when Sugar had finished, the pair started heading back to the apartment. However, Baker never made it all the way back to her home. Due to her diabetes, she had collapsed in the entrance hall. Her blood sugar had dropped so low that she had lost consciousness. When Baker came round, though, she was relieved to see 4 friendly faces, including her dog and Bandit. Looking down, when I came to, I could see my little dog in the grass right there coming to me, Baker told the Cleburne Times Review. The next thing I know, Bandit, Swayze, and Gravel are there, and I'm saying, help me, and my dog didn't fuss at the cat, and the cat didn't fuss at the dog. Swayze and her daughter called for an ambulance, but Baker declined to go to the emergency room. Instead, she accepted an invitation to a neighbor's apartment where she recovered from her fall after having a glass of orange juice. Baker was fortunate to not sustain any serious injuries from the incident and was thankful to have come out relatively unscathed. However, she was even more grateful that Bandit, who had taken on the role of man's best friend traditionally held by dogs, led Swayze and her daughter to her aid. Baker believed that Bandit's actions were a result of divine intervention and that God works in mysterious ways. She told the Cleburne Times Review, "It is possible that there is some truth to this idea. After all, in Bandit, Baker found a reliable friend when she needed one the most." After her fall, Baker made the difficult decision to give her beloved dog Sugar to a family friend. She greatly misses having the Dachshund around. but is grateful to have Swayze and Bandit to help ease the loss. "I'm blessed to have good friends," Baker emotionally told CBS Dallas Fort Worth as tears filled her eyes. She also referred to her neighbors at the Buena Vista de Seniors community as her extended family in the interview. Bandit's life-saving skills have made him quite popular in the community, but fame has not changed him. He still enjoys lounging on the balcony and going for walks with Swayze. Swayze is even considering giving him a new name, Sir Bandit. She joked that she didn't want to give him a big head,